guys, today we're going to be talking about how to become a better salesperson and knowing your sell point by learning about 4 big items. First one's going to be knowing your market. Second one's going to be building your brand familiarity. Third's going to be learning how to let your customers in. And 4, it's going to be gradual rollouts. So let's get started. Knowing your market. Point number 1. When you first are launching any big product, you need to understand what type of niche community you're going into, what type of markets are. Because as you know, many of our customers, they want to be able to gain that information and see it and have it accessible in an easy manner. So for example, the example we'll be using today is going to be Olipop. When a customer is looking at this, and you need to understand, what your demographic is, you need to know that people want to see the information right up front. You can see their prebiotic botanical plant fiber. You can see that they only have 5 grams in the soda. So this is great for customers who want a quick, easy, gut healthy soda because they know that, and you know that your customers want to know that. Going back to the bottle, we go back to point number 2, building brand familiarity. So we know brands have slogans, they have ads. What's the one that's going to set you apart? What's going to get your customers' attention? For Olipop, their slogan is a new kind of soda. It's also their font coming in this curved manner. If you see this, it's an Olipop. Same thing with Pepsi. If you see Pepsi, you see the red, white, and blue. Everybody knows it's Pepsi without even having it on here. You need to be able to build your brand in a way that connects to your customers. So that way, when you create more products, because many times sales will decline after the first products, they're able to connect back to your product and know that it is a good, healthy, reliable product that they like. This leads us to point number 3, letting your customers in. Well, no, constructive criticism sometimes is not nice, but it does help us grow, whether it's in the means of emails that they're writing to us or through comments they're leaving on our Instagram. We need to listen to our customers, letting them into our creative thinking process, letting them in the prototype testing, let them be part of some of the decision making. They want to be part of it. They want to be able to say, hey, this product is not good. It's not going to sell well. And if we learn to listen, some of our sales can actually be prevented by them because someone doesn't like something and we know ahead of time, we know to pull that product back before we even release it. They want to be part of the process. There's a lot of times, from what I've seen with Olipop, there's a lot of comments left on their Instagram all the time. And they have recalled some products, they have taken them off the shelves, and they have created, I believe, like new cherry flavors because the customers have asked for them. So listen to your customers, because at the end of the day, some of the biggest marketings is because of them. The word of mouth carries, and it's very strong. Point number 4, gradual rollouts. So we know that marketing, promotion, ads, all of that is very expensive. So how do you pay for it, especially if you're a small business? You're going to start small. Instead of rolling all at once nationwide, you want to start city by city, state by state. This will create exclusivity. This will be able to gauge product and how your customers are taking it in, and it can create also some suspense because it's going to make people want it more, and by the time it gets to their state, they'll be able to hear some feedback from other people. And that's another thing that it can create some great feedback. If you only release your first product in North Carolina, for example, the cheer one is only released in the southern states, there's other people that want it, and it creates that exclusivity that more people want. One of the reasons what I showed the Pepsi is because Pepsi heard about Olipops and their Gut Healthy. This have been out for years. This one has only been out for about 2 months. Actually, do not like this and do not recommend it. But I think it's so crazy how they were able to piggyback of a brand. And of course, they have a little bit more money. So we're able to create more ads and come into an already established market. But they missed that first wave of that crazy kombucha, gut healthy craze. Olipop did not. Olipop banked on it. So we can see there's a huge difference. So I hope you learned something very well. Before we leave, I would like to do my own personal ad. And since we're talking about prebiotics, let's talk about Tula Balanced Skincare. So this can be found at Sephora, Ulta and other high-end prices. One of my favorite things is that this is a tool of skincare. It's called the Cult Classic. It is a purifying face cleanser, and it comes in different sizes. We're gonna open it up. One of the favorite things that I like is it's like this bright. It says, "Here's to celebrating your glow at Tula." That is an amazing marketing point because it automatically tells you that's their handle for their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And here it is. We have the tiny little one. This is so cute. One of my favorite things about this is that it tells you the products on the side. And if you're like, what is prebiotic? What is probiotic? Good question, because a lot of people don't know that. It actually tells you here what it is and what it helps for. For example, it says probiotic extracts. It helps maintain the skin balance. Prebiotic, it helps nourish skin. It also includes turmeric, white tea, and blueberry, which help improve skin texture. So I have tried this before. I think this is great, especially because it's a smaller size. It's a smaller sample, but there are some bigger samples. So if you would like some, I would highly recommend it. This is great for everyday skin, everyday care, and great for sensitive skin. And of course, if you look in the market for a new cleanser, go ahead and try it. You know, especially at Ulta, they have their 30-day return policy. So anyways, I hope that you have learned some valuable tips and tricks. Please feel free to comment below if you've tried Olipop's or Pepsi probiotics or any tried other prebiotic sodas like Poppies. I think there's a couple more out there, but let me know if you have, and if so, what's your favorite flavor?